Dear viewers, welcome back to my channel Pharma 15, delivering the pharma education and latest update. Today we are going to discuss some of the MCQs based on topic non-linear pharmacokinetics. I request everyone to please subscribe to my channel Pharma 15. Now moving towards the questions related to non-linear pharmacokinetics. Question number 1. Non-linear pharmacokinetics is also known as options are dose dependent, enzyme capacity limited, saturation pharmacokinetics, all of this. And the right answer is option D. So, non-linear pharmacokinetic is also known by other names such as dose dependent, enzyme capacity limited, saturation pharmacokinetics. Let's see a small explanation regarding this. In some instances, the rate process of drugs ADME are dependent upon the carrier or enzymes that are substrate specific, have definite capacities, and susceptible to saturation at higher concentration. In such cases, an essentially first order kinetics transform into a mixture of first order or zero order rate process, and the pharmacokinetic parameter changes with the size of the administered dose. The pharmacokinetics of such drugs are said to be dose dependent. Other terms synonymously with it are mixed order, non-linear, capacity limited kinetics. Drugs exhibiting such a kinetic profiles are sources of variability in the pharmacological response. Now, point to be noted over here is non-linear pharmacokinetics is also known by other names such as dose dependent, mixed order, non-linear, and capacity limited kinetics. And other options are also named over here such as saturation pharmacokinetics and enzyme capacity limited. Now let's try to understand what nonlinear pharmacokinetics is all about in short. So whenever a drug whose ADME depends on carriers or enzyme, that is it is substrate specific. So if the drug is supposed to follow the first order kinetics, it gets transformed into the mixture of first order or zero order, and this will lead to changes into the pharmacokinetic parameters with the size of the administered dose. Now moving towards next question. Non-linearity can occur in drugs mainly due to which of the processes? Options are absorption, absorption distribution, absorption distribution metabolism, absorption distribution metabolism, and excretion. And the right answer is option D, that is non-linearity can occur in drugs due to drug absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion. Now here I have taken a small table which talks about the causes of non-linearity and which are the sources of non-linearity with examples. So from drug absorption, when the drug absorption is based on solubility or dissolution, and where dissolution and solubility is rate limited, example of drug is glycofulvin. Then second example from drug absorption, when absorption involves carrier mediated transport system. Example of the drugs such as where the absorption is based on the carrier mediated transport system includes ribofulvin, ascorbic acid, and cyanocobalamin, etc. From drug distribution, we can see non-linearity due to saturation of binding site on plasma protein. Examples are of phenylbutazone and naproxen. Then saturation of tissue binding sites where drugs such as thiopental and fentanyl they shows non-linearity, or they shows non-linear pharmacokinetics. Then drugs metabolism, where due to capacity limited metabolism, it may be due to enzymes or cofactor saturation, and the example includes drugs such as phenantoin alcohol and theophylline. And form category of drug excretion, active tubular secretion. Example is of penicillin G. After saturation of the carrier system, there is a decrease in the renal clearance. So these are few examples where we come to know that the various sources where the drugs will show non-linear kinetics can be from the process such as absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion. A few examples we have seen. So these are some of the examples which are important examples. Now moving towards next question. The kinetics of capacity limited or saturable process is best described by dash equation. Options are Michaelis-Menten, Anderson-Hasselbalch, Arrhenius, none of the above. And the right answer is option A, that is Michaelis-Menten. So the kinetics of capacity limited or saturable processes is better described by Michaelis-Menten equation. Now let's see the explanation for this. Now the Michaelis-Menten equation states as below. Now minus dC by dt is equal to V max into C divided by Km plus C, where minus dC by dt is rate of decline of drug concentration with time. V max is theoretical maximum rate of the process. C is plasma drug concentration and Km is Michaelis constant. So Michaelis-Menten equation is the equation where the kinetics of capacity limited or saturable process are best described. So I repeat this equation again, that is minus dC by dt is equal to V max into C divided by Km plus C, where minus dC by dt is equal to rate of decline of drug concentration with time divided by V max into C, where V max is the theoretical maximum rate of the process and Km is Michaelis constant and C is the plasma drug concentration. Now when C max is equal to C, the rate of process, that is minus dC by dt, is equal to dash its maximum rate. Options are double, one half, both, none of the above. And the right option is option B, that is one half. So previously we have seen what is Michaelis-Menten equation. So when we have a situation where Km is equal to C, under this situation, this equation, that is minus dC by dt, which is equal to V max into C divided by Km plus C, it reduces to minus dC by dt, which is equal to V max by 2. That is, the rate of process is equal to one half its maximum rate. So when Km is equal to C, the rate of process is equal to its one half maximum rate. So from this graph you can easily understand. So when we have a situation where Km is equal to C, you will find that this V max, it reduces to its half, that is V max 2. It means when Km is equal to C, it will show a mixed order rate at intermediate doses. Now moving towards next question. When Km is greater than C, the rate of process, that is minus dC by dt, follows dash order kinetics. Options are 0, mixed, first, none of the above, and the right answer is option C. Now this equation we already know, this is an Michaelis-Menten equation. Now we have a situation where Km is greater than that of C. So when Km is greater than that of C, then Km plus C becomes Km, and the equation 1, that is this equation, it reduces to minus dC by dt, which is equal to V max into C divided by Km. Now this equation is identical to the first order elimination of the drug, where this parameter, that is V max divided by Km, is equal to Ke. So V max divided by Km is equal to Ke. Now this means that the drug concentration in the body that results from the usual doses regimen of most drug is well below the Km of the elimination process, with certain exceptions of drugs such as phenantoinone alcohol. Now you can see this with the help of the graph which we have already discussed. Now in the second condition, when we have Km which is greater than that of C, what you will find is that it follows the first order kinetics. So this was the explanation which we have seen. So it will follow the first order elimination where Vmax by Km is equal to Ke. Now moving towards next question. When Km is less than C, the rate of process, that is minus dC by dt, follows dash order kinetics. Options are 0, mixed, first, none of the above. And the right answer is option A, that is 0. So this is Michaelis-Menten equation. Just for the reference, I am again giving it. And you can see when we have Km which is less than that of C, under this condition Km plus C is equal to C, and the equation 1, that is 10.1, means this equation, that is Michaelis-Menten equation, it will reduce to, or it will become minus dC by dt is equal to Vmax. It means the above equation is identical to one that describes the zero order process. So when we have Km which is less than that of C, that time it will follow the zero order kinetics or zero order process. That is, the rate process occurs at a constant rate Vmax, that is this, that is the minus dC by dt is equal to Vmax, and is independent of drug concentration. And the classical example is of metabolism of ethanol. As everyone know that metabolism of ethanol, it follows zero order kinetics. So when Km is less than that of C, then it follows the zero order kinetics or zero order process, and which is given by equation, that is minus dC by dt, which is equal to Vmax. Now coming to next question. A double reciprocal plot is also called as dash. Standard plot, Lineweaver-Burke plot, Hans-Wolf plot, then Wolff-Augustinsson's Hofstee plot, and the answer is option B, that is Lineweaver-Burke plot. Now for the estimation of two parameters of the Michaelis-Menten, that is Vmax and Km, there are alternative approaches which we can use. So the alternative approach which I use for estimation of Vmax and Km is by determining the rate of change of plasma drug concentration at different times and using the reciprocal of the equation, that is the Michaelis-Menten equation. So this is the reciprocal of that equation, where Cm is equal to plasma concentration at midpoint. So this M stands for the plasma midpoint concentration, plasma concentration of the sampling interval. So a double reciprocal plot, or the Lineweaver-Burke plot. So the another name for double reciprocal plot is Lineweaver-Burke plot of 1 divided by dC by dt versus 1 divided by Cm, which is plasma concentration at mid time of the sampling interval, of the above equation, means of this equation, yields a straight line with slope Km divided by Vmax, and the y-intercept will give you 1 divided by Vmax. So the point which we should know is that the double reciprocal plot is also called as Lineweaver-Burke plot, and it is an alternative approach for estimation of Vmax and Km. Now moving towards next question. The disadvantage of Lineweaver-Burke plot is that the points are dash. Options are uniformly scattered, randomly scattered, clustered, none of the above. And the right answer is option C, that is clustered. So one of the disadvantage of Lineweaver-Burke plot is that the points are clustered. So the disadvantage of Lineweaver-Burke plot is that the points are clustered. More reliable plots in which the points are uniformly scattered are the Hannes-Wolff plot and the Wolff-Augustinson Hofstee plots. So where we get an uniform scattered points. Moving towards next question. Reliable plots in which the points are uniformly scattered for estimation of Vmax and Km are. Already we have discussed in this previous question, but still. So the options are Lineweaver-Burke plot and Hannes-Wolff plot, Hannes-Wolff plot and standard plot, Wolff-Augustinson Hofstee plot and standard plot, and Hannes-Wolff plot and Wolff-Augustinson Hofstee plot. And the right option is option D. And this is the explanation which we have already seen in the previous question, that is question number 8, where we have seen the reliable plots in which the points are uniformly scattered are the Hannes-Wolff plot and the Wolff-Augustinson Hofstee plot. Now when a drug is administered as a constant rate IV infusion or in a multiple dose regimen, the steady state concentration is given in terms of options are infusion rate, release rate, dosing rate or DR, absorption rate, and the right option is option C, that is dosing rate. So when a drug is administered as a constant rate IV infusion or in a multiple doses regimen, the steady state concentration CSS is given in the terms of dosing rate, or it is also called as capital DR. Now this is the explanation. So we can also estimate Km and Vmax from the steady state concentration. So when a drug is administered at a constant rate IV infusion or in a multiple doses regimen, the steady state concentration, that is CSS, is given in terms of dosing rate, which is also denoted by capital DR, and dosing rate is calculated by equation, that is concentration at steady state multiplied by total clearance, where DR is equal to R0 when the drug is administered at 0 IV infusion and is equal to Fx0 into tau when administered as multiple oral doses regimen. F is the fraction bioavailable and x0 is the oral dose and tau is the dosing interval. Now coming to the last question from nonlinear kinetics. Graphical ways to compute Km and Vmax at steady state includes Lineweaver-Burke plot, a Klotz plot, direct linear plot, graphical method, all of the above. And the right answer is option D. So we can use all these three methods, that is Lineweaver-Burke plot, which is also called as Klotz plot, or direct linear plot we can use for estimation of Km and Vmax, or we can use graphical method. So with this we are done with the MCQs for nonlinear kinetics. So thank you for listening to my video. I request everyone to please subscribe to my YouTube channel, that is Pharma15. This is the URL link for it. Thanks a lot. Please subscribe to my channels. Thank you.